Good morning, Internet. I'm Master Briss, and I've completed Topaz. So, as a sort of reward for myself, I've hacked in a full Pokedex code, and now I'm going to look at all the things I missed and read all the entries again. Including the ones I didn't get the first time, because I was nuzlocking or whatever. And we shall see just how daft all these things can get. Beginning with number 1, Polloon. Pollen Pokemon. Polloon evolves energy. Polloon absorbs energy through the large leaf on its back. I'm off to a great start already. On sunny days, it can be seen going hyper. Treater, tree Pokemon. When threatened, Treater stands completely still. It is often mistaken for a tree and people accidentally water it. Veneweed, fly trap Pokemon. When tired or hurt, Veneweed sucks something as out of the soil for this pest to farmers. A bite from this Pokemon is lethal. Mutton, puppy Pokemon. Young mutton can often be seen chasing their tails. When they catch their tails, they are not hurt, as they are fireproof. Dreyfus, fire dog Pokemon. Dreyfus has claws that can grow up to 15 inches long. If stabbed by a Dreyfus, you should seek urgent medical attention. Armor Woof. Best name, best sprite. Hands down. I wish I started with the fire starter now. Iron Dog Pokemon. Armor Woof's armor is made of hardened steel. This makes him real heavy. A body slam from Armor Woof could have devastating effects. Tarkor, clawfish Pokemon. Tarkor drips onto the ocean floor to avoid being swept away in sea currents. Its wing-like fins are extremely efficient for getting away. Tarkeel, claw eel Pokemon. Quite a nice sprite actually, this one. Tarkeel's body is so flexible that it can tie itself in several knots. This Pokemon swims by twisting its body in a circular motion. Yes, circular. MUSKRAB, claw crab Pokemon. MUSKRAB's claws are very powerful. It could quite easily crush rocks with them. This Pokemon also has great strength, which allows it to swim really fast. Boptino, rhino Pokemon. Boptino is very loyal. For this reason, it is used by the police. If told to, it will run lengths to catch up with a bad guy. Its help has reduced crime by 20%. Rybra, rhino Pokemon. Owning a Rybra is the sign of a true police officer. This Pokemon is so strong that it can trample entire towns in its path when enraged. Kameko, gecko Pokemon. Kameko hides on the walls of buildings as it is very shy. It has suction pads on its feet to help climb these walls. Gekasaur, twin gecko Pokemon. Gekasaur's two heads confuse enemies because they are unsure which head to attack. This gives it plenty of time to execute the finishing blow. Cronley, worm Pokemon. The huge horn above Cronley's head is used to store all Cronley's vitamins. No matter how big or small a foe is, Cronley will try its best in battle. Burbug, beetle Pokemon. Burbug has a very hard exoskeleton. This makes it slow but very sturdy in battle. Its shiny red shell makes it a common pet to keep in the house. Bucksoth, moth Pokemon. Bucksoth's 4 large wings allow it to fly incredibly fast. Avoid this Pokemon's sting at all costs, as it contains highly toxic poison. Botag, beetle Pokemon. The large yellow hump on Botag is where its nutrients are stored. This means Botag can go months without food or water by living off its hump. Moxoth, moth Pokemon. Moxoth's vital organs are protected by its hard, shiny green abdomen. This Pokemon's stings is one of the biggest stings known. Lagon, biting Pokemon. Although Lagon are small, they can be very fierce and have attack trainers. This Pokemon is a hiding expert and nearly impossible to find in water. Aquagon, Aqua Dragon Pokemon. Aquagon is also very fierce and often leaps out of the water to bite people. Whoops. This Pokemon is especially nasty in the mating season, which is around July. Mantiqua, Aqua Dragon Pokemon. Mantiqua's insides remain hot even when it is swimming in cold seas. This Pokemon's insides are so hot it can breathe fire even when underwater. Teef, leaf Pokemon. Teef is a master of camouflage. When enemies are near, Teef lies face down. Teef is a common house pet as it is good-natured and friendly with children. Tea Leaf, Leaf Ninja Pokemon. Tea Leaf has the opposite personality to Teef. It prefers to be alone and is moody. It creeps up on enemies and attacks with Kung Fu. Leaf Weight, Heavy Pokemon. Despite the fact that Leaf Weight is made out of leaves, it's really heavy. Therefore, it can withstand powerful blows to itself. Frethro, Glowbird Pokemon. You can always tell if Frethro is happy because the bright red and yellow feathers glow. You can save on electricity by keeping Frethro happy. Ferald, Bird Pokemon. When Ferald is in battle, it shakes all its bright tail feathers. When looking for a mate, the red feather on its head stands tall and glows slightly. Flish, Airfish Pokemon. Flish can leap out of the water and fly by using their fins for wings. This Pokemon's underfin serves as a rudder. This gives it great steering. Aquaton, Air Whale Pokemon. If Aquaton sees a whaling ship, it dives from kilometers in the sky to crash the ship, causing it to sink almost instantly. Oodle, Psy Pokemon. Oodle can read people's minds when its tentacles glow, then it's reading a mind. If scared by the thoughts it reads, Oodle often evaporates into thin air. Confood, Psy Pokemon. Confood has strong psychic powers. It can read people's minds from far away. This Pokemon can inflict pain or even death by attacking minds. Mistoodle, Super Spy Pokemon. Maybe this was supposed to be Super Psy? We may never know. Mistoodle has awesome psychokinetic powers. It can lift houses with its mind. It unleashes this power out of its tentacles. Muddle, Squelch Pokemon. Muddle lets out a foul stench from its pores. In strong winds, this Pokemon grips the earth beneath it with tiny suckers on its belly. Marshoon, Quake Pokemon. Marshoon slaps the ground with its hammer-like tail to create earthquakes. Marshoon's flat feet can stick to the earth like suckers to keep it safe. Sleef, Slug Pokemon. Sleef's body looks slimy, although it's made from the same stuff as the roots of flowering plants. This means Sleef can store all its water in its body. Chlorofox, Slimy Pokemon. If Chlorofox is exposed to sunlight, its moist skin dries up and goes stiff. For this reason, Chlorofox likes to stay in shade. Squeen, Pierce Pokemon. Squeen is very energetic. It runs round and round trying to catch leaves on its spiky head. Squeen's spiky head is so sharp, it can puncture metal. Squard, Hungry Pokemon. Squard eats every single it of food it lays its eyes on, but because of this Pokemon's energetic lifestyle, it never seems to get fat. Mulang, Gaping Pokemon. Mulang is very strong in battle, something I can personally attest to be a lie. It can curl up into a ball and roll at high speeds to crush its enemies. Its teeth are capable of chewing through iron. Genev, Genie Pokemon. When a Genev appears, it is meant to be a sign of luck. A Genev seen in the morning means there's a good day ahead. Genie Pokemon. Genie very rarely appears. When it does appear, anyone who sees its appearance is said to have their dream come true. Genius, Genie Pokemon. Genius's brain is more powerful than advanced computers. Genius can easily crush steel beneath its strong pincers. Between, beneath, there, same thing. I swear it is. Hexter, Hexbug Pokemon. Hexter has very poor vision, but makes up for it with a fifth sense. Its huge 2 fangs spit out excess poison when Hexter is angry. SPARRACLAW, Jaw Beetle Pokemon. SPARRACLAW can bite enemies with either its front or back claws. Its back 2 claws can rotate at really high speeds in order to drill through walls. Podug, Sticky Pokemon. Podug often attaches itself to Pokemon trainers that it is drawn towards. It is especially drawn towards certain Pokemon evolving as it feeds off energy created. This being the Shedinja XP that doesn't come from the actual Pokemon. It's weird. It kinda reminds me of a duck. Bunnet, Bunny Pokemon. Bunnet runs everywhere. When it feels danger, Bunnet runs as fast and as far as it can. Scared Bunnet can run at speeds of up to 35 miles an hour. Haress, Hair Pokemon. Although Haress is not that heavy, when it charges, it can knock over brick walls. This Pokemon's hearing is very sensitive. Concabit, Fat Hair Pokemon. Concabit has blubber, which lets it live in freezing areas. This Pokemon's claws are like razor blades, and they can cut through solid metal and stone. Combaka, spin Pokemon. Combaka can use its feet as hands and hands as feet. This means that no matter which way this Pokemon lands up, it can still fight to the end. Nindrill, arm drill Pokemon. Nindrill swipes at its foe using the huge drills on its arms and legs. This Pokemon is used by builders as its drills stronger than man-made ones. Webble, webfish Pokemon. Webble scares off enemies by stretching out its face fins to make it look bigger. Ooh, whoops, I'm so good at this. This Pokemon swims with a torpedo action through the water. Treble, tri-leg Pokemon. Treble is an amphibian, although it spends most of its time in the water. It is a strong swimmer because of its 3 powerful swimming legs. Frogig, frog Pokemon. Frogig sucks in huge quantities of water and then spits it out with huge force. This Pokemon can easily outswim any human swimmer. Amphibian, fight frog Pokemon. Amphibian slashes at its enemies with its blade-like arms. When in water, this Pokemon is near uncatchable, reaching speeds of around 80 kilometers an hour. Slithern, red sail Pokemon. Slithern soaks up energy it needs for evolution in the red sail on its back. This Pokemon is always hungry, so stroking one is not always a good idea. Weptile, big mouth Pokemon. Weptile is much more active on sunny days as it soaks up energy through the red sail on its back. Weptile's mouth is so big it could swallow a football. Croconine, crocodile Pokemon. Croconine absorbs the same energy through its back sail as a bus uses. Petrol? This means Croconine run around madly on sunny days. Broudley, rock Pokemon. Broudley floats just above ground as its body repels the Earth's magnetic field. This Pokemon likes to bounce down the sides of mountains. But it's magnetic, so it's repelled from the ground. Meh. Rufford, rock Pokemon. Rufford hurls its head at enemies during battle. Its head is joined to it by a strange force, which means Rufford always sees out of its eyes. Pounddown, Megaton Pokemon. Pounddown clobbers its enemies with its 2 clawed lower arms, whilst it hurls its head with its 2 upper arms. A head that somehow shrank. Poor thing. Ironall, Iron Ball Pokemon. Ironall rolls up in a ball by tucking its legs in and rolls along, crushing all in its path. This Pokemon can shoot lasers out of its single red eye. Vrike, Thron Pokemon. Vrike likes to whirl its vine around to knock fruit off of trees to eat. When angered, this Pokemon lowers its head and charges Spike first. Venistle, Thorns Pokemon. A Venistle is formed when 3 Vrikes fuse together. When this happens, their brains all link together, making Venistle thrice as clever as any Vrike. Oh, any Vrike. Apologies to you, phallic thorn thing. Shy, sharp Pokemon. Shy's body is very sharp. It can fly straight at a wall and slice straight through it. This Pokemon has holes in it to minimize air resistance. Shullet, sharp Pokemon. Shullet's body has holes in it to keep air resistance to a minimum when flying. This makes Shullet an exceptionally fast flyer. Metalox, sharp Pokemon. Metalox's wings are very powerful. It can cause small gales just by beating them. Metalox has holes in its body to... This guy wasn't very original with his Pokedex entries, was he? I'm only getting this 65 entries in. Squing, jellyfish Pokemon. Squing's tentacles contain toxic poison, as opposed to the non-lethal kind of poison which has medicinal benefits. It wraps its enemy up in these and then proceeds to suck out their innards, leaving behind the empty body. Squeant, jellyfish Pokemon. Squeant's tentacles have thickened and become much more muscly since evolution. It can strangle as well as poison enemies. Sulfex, drifter Pokemon. Sulfex flies silently around at night. It's said that if you stare into this Pokemon's 6 glowing dots, you will enter an eternal slumber. Alamound, fisher Pokemon. Alamound back is painted with steel. Plated, not painted, blah, making it impervious to air attacks. When this Pokemon gets angry, it can result in several minor earthquakes. Drilly, drill Pokemon. Drilly turns upside down with its drill in the earth and drills continuously down. Scientists say it is searching for heat below ground. Snootrill, drill Pokemon. Snootrill can cause major problems by drilling around underneath brigadies and houses. Snootrill is blamed for the Leaning Tower of Pizza. Pneumagon, pneumatic Pokemon. Pneumagon is a magnificent Pokemon. When angered or impressing a mate, it roars and rotates all the drills on its body. Biral, ball bird Pokemon. Biral can only fly a very limited distance. It prefers to suck in lots of air and bounce to its destination. This Pokemon loves to eat berries. R. Birdian, bean bird Pokemon. Does that mean it's supposed to be Birdeen? Birdeen can fly for up to 3 hours solid, and then it has to take a rest. This Pokemon's beak is as hard as rock, which helps it dig. Burpent, eel bird Pokemon. Burpent is a very developed flyer. It has been to stay flying for years. The rings on its tail hold energy which it can unleash in battle if needed. Flisty, air punch Pokemon. The letters written all over Flisty's body are said to be the coding for its DNA. These letters are unique for each Flisty and change as they mature. Aeriace, sky punch Pokemon. Aeriace can breathe on several other gases as well as oxygen, which allows it to fly past the clouds. The eyes on its claws are real, not just markings. Thundog, Volt Dog Pokemon. Thundog's tail stores electricity. When full, it can hold up to 10,000 volts. It often sticks its tail in plug sockets to recharge itself. You need yourself a plug oink, mate. They're so bloody useful. Thundard, Storm Pokemon. Thundard discharges electricity all the time. When angry, it produces a shower of sparks and accidentally creates small thunderclouds. Buzzy, Buzz Pokemon. Buzzy has electricity surging through its entire body. When in danger, it clings on to its opponent, which electrifies them. Mollicute, Volt Mole Pokemon. Mollicute's tail holds negatively charged electricity particles which can be even more destructive than positive ones when Mollicute attacks. Ambi, Volt Bee Pokemon. Ambi's sting doesn't actually contain poison, but when it stings, it injects electricity into its victim which paralyzes them just as good as any poison. That thing has a stinger? Voltect, Volt Wasp Pokemon. Voltect stores electrical energy in its long tail. When necessary, this energy... something. I don't care. No, I suppose I'd better go back to it. Oh, it can be transferred to Voltect's wings to make them move super fast. Didn't you need to know that? Rabolt, Volt Rabbit Pokemon. Rabolt was first seen at power plants. It is thought this Pokemon needs electrical energy to survive. That's why it's never found anywhere else. Heratrick, Volt Hair Pokemon. Heratrick has adapted since evolution so it can store electrical energy inside its body. This means it can live away from just power plants. Power Pants. Larvante, Hookbug Pokemon. Larvante is a well-known pest in the world of gardeners. Instead of pollinating flowers, full stop, it just eats all the pollen, meaning flowers can't reproduce. Negrosect, Dark Bug Pokemon. Negrosect prefers to be out during night, and day this Pokemon seems to vanish completely. It has recently been found hiding under cars in day. It is a 2-foot-long insect. Panic. Seafull, Firefish Pokemon. Seafull can use both fire and water type attacks. Though it's predominantly water type, it is often found swimming in magma. Charfire, Fire Shark Pokemon. Charfire is about half water and half fire. Its evolution decides upon its main type, which I guess is clever considering it's the Gloom XP. They say it reacts to different stones. Ichthember, Firefish Pokemon. Ichthember is predominantly fire type, and although it can use water type attacks, it dislikes swimming in water. Eelember, Fire Eel Pokemon. Eelember is mainly type water, although its fire type attacks are very strong. This Pokemon's fangs can measure up to 10 inches. Nighttoon, Squirrel Pokemon. Nighttoon looks cute and innocent, but when enraged it can use sinister dark type attacks. Looking into Nighttoon's eyes for too long can be hypnotic. Lunarune, Squirrel Pokemon. Lunarune is only ever seen at night, apparently when a full moon is... pardon me, out. This Pokemon is stronger. Yes, don't come back, Cold. I am fighting you off. Scientists say its rings absorb lunar energy. Draugr, toad Pokemon. Draugr gets its energy through photosynthesis by the leaves on its back. That's why if a Draugr has a few leaves, it is lazy. Trashab, rubbish Pokemon. Trashab eats rubbish off the streets. In fact, many times encourage these Pokemon because they clean the streets, although they smell putrid. Gryphon, pollution Pokemon. Gryphon feeds off other people's poisonous or nasty thoughts. Having a Gryphon near you makes you feel happy as it absorbs all your sad thoughts. It does, however, still stink something awful. Barbish, savage Pokemon. Barbish is shaped like a cutting disc, and if it swims straight at the hull of a boat, it can cut into it. This makes it feared by canoers. Fossaptor, savage Pokemon. Fossaptor's spiny back is very sharp. It tends to saw into the hulls of ships that invade its territory. One of these beasts could bring down a cargo ship. AQUA, beakfish Pokemon. AQUA gets its name from the way it squawks like a crow. These annoying squawks attract mates in the mating season. Vaporhawk, beakfish Pokemon. Vaporhawk often has temper tantrums. This can turn the sea rough and choppy afterwards. This Pokemon eats with its beak-like mouth. Kindub, cub Pokemon. Kindub's tail flame intensifies in height and heat in battle. This Pokemon uses its fiery tail to scare off its enemies. Lionire, lion Pokemon. Lionire is made and reaches temperatures of around 1000 degrees Fahrenheit in the center. That's approximately... alt text. This Pokemon is completely fireproof. You cannot hurt it with anything hot. Watch as it doesn't have the ability Flash Fire. Slava, pyro Pokemon. Slava forces huge flames out of its back when it's angry or excited. The temperature of this fire depends on what sort of mood Slava is in. Deviluri, devil Pokemon. Deviluri lowers its head and scorches its enemies by causing its small flame to intensify to an eruption of flames from its head. This can cause forest fires. Poor Mr. Gubb. Araquheat, scorpion Pokemon. When Araquheat stings a foe, it not only injects deadly poison, but it also seals the wound behind it with the fire on its tail, making recovery impossible. Bringe, needle Pokemon. Bringe's blood is highly toxic, and if wounded in battle, it will try and wipe its toxic blood on its foe to bring them down as well. Falson, needle Pokemon. Falson uses the sting in its tail very much like a scorpion. When threatened, it arches its back and raises its sting high above its head, ready for the kill. Spix, spider Pokemon. When Spix has finished spinning a web, it coats it with drops of poison to finish off any trapped Pikmin. Spix is really feisty and loves fights and killing Finnish people. Spidoom, spider Pokemon. Spidoom only hunts at night, and when it finds a victim it pounces and bites it with its deadly fangs. The bite of a Spidoom could kill a whale. Cytoon, tentacle Pokemon. Cytoon walks around on its many tentacles. This makes it very sturdy. This Pokemon's brain uses up 50% of its body space. Mentomic, enormous penis Pokemon. Despite its frail look, Mentomic is actually very agile and can move out of the way swiftly. This Pokemon has the quickest reactions recorded. Watch as it still has Grumpig's base speed. Farum, old Pokemon. Farum likes to play dead by the side of the road, only to scare unsuspecting trainers that walk past thinking it's dead. Sphinxan, Sphinx Pokemon. Sphinxan has been around for millennia. The ancient Egyptians used to think it was a god and worshipped it. This is where the Egyptian Sphinx comes from. Brunel, Spotbat Pokemon. Brunel's large ears can detect a pin being dropped from a mile away. This Pokemon often accidentally picks up stray radio transmissions from space. Dartold, Panther Pokemon. Dartold moves with the shadows. It manages to stay completely hidden. When it pounces on prey, it appears to strike from nowhere. Severs, Coil Pokemon. Severs has a really muscly tail. It can completely straighten its body and stand on the tip of its tail. It does this to reach berries. Dual Rouge, Fire Dragon Pokemon. Dual Rouge flies through the air at speeds close to 100 miles an hour. When it flies, this Pokemon leaves a trail of smoke in the sky behind it. Quadrafor, Fire Dragon Pokemon. Quadrafor is like a garbage truck. It devours anything and is piloted by people. This makes it really heavy. so this Pokemon has 4 wings to support its weight. Tri-Leaf, Seed Pokemon. Tri-Leaf is incredibly light. It is often seen floating around in areas with strong wind, such as sandstorm areas and beaches. Treezer, Vine Pokemon. Treezer looks skinny and weak, but this is because... because his muscles are made from a special vine-like material which makes stronger but smaller... something. Shadane, Shadow Pokemon. Shadane often creeps up on people pretending to be their shadow, and then it catches them unaware and devours them. Good Swablu XP. Dragnoir, Black Dragon Pokemon. Dragnoir is virtually invisible in the night sky. You cannot see one until it is too late. This Pokemon is capable of breathing black flames. And I'm getting the feeling that Baza did French in school, because he really seems to like ending the names of his Pokemon with French colours. Sphite, Spear Pokemon. Sphite only has about 1 meal every week, but when this Pokemon eats, it eats twice its own weight and hides away to digest it all. STYPHON, Spike Snake Pokemon. STYPHON rolls itself up to make a solid ball of spikes. This Pokemon's fangs and sword-like tail contain a super toxic poison. Quolder, Chess Pokemon. Ah, so that's deliberate. Quolder is a very strange Pokemon. It looks like a chess piece and it floats in mid-air. Scientists say that his single red eye has a hypnotic gaze. In. Croc, Chess Pokemon. Croc is a very strange Pokemon. It looks like a cheese piece and floats in mid-air. Croc is more muscly than Quolder. Janu, Solar Pokemon. Janu swims close to the surface of the water in daytime, collecting solar energy through the solar panel on its nose. Solaro, Solar Pokemon. I actually quite like the design of this one. Solaro collects enormous amounts of solar energy, enough to power a house. It releases this energy in battle to power up its water attacks. Seems legit. Ferox, Big Tooth Pokemon. Ferox cannot shut its mouth properly, as if it did, its huge teeth would slice through its jaw. Ferox swims along with its mouth open to eat prey. Poor thing. Aquarius, Big Tooth Pokemon. Aquarius' stomach runs all the way through its body so it can swallow something its own size. Aquarius swims snake-like through the seas. Ancient, Ancient Pokemon. Ancient is an ancient Pokemon that was worshipped by ancient Egyptians. It has relatively weak psychokinetical powers. Paramise, Curse Pokemon. Paramise is said to be created by ancient Egyptian pharaohs to protect their tombs after they die. Paranite, Spiny Pokemon. Paranite was thought to be extinct many years ago until it was discovered in an underwater cavern. This Pokemon can cause small-scale whirlpools. Whirlpools. Sharpoon, Metamorphic Pokemon. Sharpoon is composed entirely of metamorphic rock. These Pokemon are said to be Paranite put under great pressure. Allhorn, Hornfish Pokemon. Allhorn has been known to get stuck in rocks underwater by charging them with its huge horn and wedging itself in. Oceorn, Horn Aqua Pokemon. Oceorn's horn is shaped like a trident. Historians theorize that this is where the idea of the trident came about, as it is a mythological symbol. I'm pretty sure it was also a tool prior to that, but meh. Macy, Fight Pokemon. Macy is barely strong enough to lift the clubs attached to its hands, but when it grows stronger, it can be tough to beat. Maceono, Mace Pokemon. Maceono's huge hammer head scares enemies by making this Pokemon look bigger than it actually is. Maceono is a martial art expert. Maceox, Twin Mace Pokemon. Maceox is very strong and athletic. It can easily outrun any human, and when enraged, this Pokemon's maces can knock over buildings. Codpick! Oh, that's genuinely something the Victorians would serve as a meal. Codpick is a sea pig Pokemon. It's rarely seen nowadays, because long ago they were seen as mutants and were hunted almost to extinction. Borod, Sea Pig. Oh, and this is the Feebas XP. This day gets better and better. Borod was mistaken for mermaids by sailors of the 17th century. It is nicknamed the Pig of the Sea. New favourite design right here. That's amazing. Electab, Long Ear Pokemon. Electab discharges excess electricity into the surrounding air through its long brown ears. Dead insects often surround Electab. Vrish, odd fish Pokemon. Vrish is one of the oddest looking fish in the sea. It propels itself through the water by rotating its 2 tentacles like a propeller. Ventrish, odd fish Pokemon. Ventrish's mouth is underneath it, yet its huge teeth are easily visible. This Pokemon was once feared and called the Sea Devil. Brickilm, Bricks Pokemon. Brickilm looks exactly like a badly built brick wall. Its claws are made from an unknown alloy, but are incredibly hard and can slice through granite. Self-deprecating, aren't you? Hoaxor, Cloak Pokemon. Hoaxor floats along silently, flexing its lethally sharp claws. This Pokemon's face has never been seen. It's said that the cloak is actually empty. Shreath, Claw Ghost Pokemon. Shreath's claws can cut through most defenses. This Pokemon likes to float around graveyards, scaring people and absorbing their fear. Octini, Wisp Pokemon. Octini can pass through walls, which make it uncatchable. Because of this gift it has, no live Octini has ever been captured or examined. Solder, Demon Pokemon. Solder can switch from being solid to a cloud of gas. In battle it strikes while it's a solid and turns gaseous to defend itself from attacks. Flompost, Airleaf Pokemon. Flompost uses its leaf wings to soar high into the sky. It swoops down past trees and bushes and snatches fruit and berries off them. Cygor, Cyclops Pokemon. This is apparently the Chimichurro XP. Cygor uses its huge yellow eyes, of which there only seems to be one, to petrify its opponent. In fact, it's explicitly described as a Cyclops Pokemon, so why its eyes plural confuses me. Oh, and now it's suddenly singular. Anyway, it blasts psychic beams from its eye and it can run faster than any human. Despire, Doom Pokemon. Despire appears to humans when they are doomed. This is known as the Curse of Despire. To date, none have survived this. Embert, Fire Chick Pokemon. Embert cannot fly as it has no wings. However, this Pokemon can breathe fire. When it rains, Embert is cloaked in steam. Flamix, Phoenix Pokemon. Flamix finally develops wings and is able to fly. This Pokemon continues to fly upwards to get as close to the sun as it can. Wamp, Volt Pokemon. If you are always losing batteries, you may have a Wamp in the house. This Pokemon loves to steal batteries and suck out the battery acid. Quamp, Volt Pokemon. When Quamp runs, it builds up static electricity. This is released to make it run faster, which builds more static, so this Pokemon can run unlimited speeds. Quamerge, Volt Pokemon. Quamerge builds up huge supplies of electricity. This often causes thunderclouds to build up over this Pokemon's head. That's been used before. Murmash, Merman Pokemon. Murmash is always in search for a bigger and sharper stick, as we all should be. This Pokemon shares 97% of our DNA, thus proving the point that we should all be looking for sticks, and is capable of understanding human speech. Pulsewave, Trident Pokemon. Pulsewave carries its trident wherever it goes. Historians say this Pokemon is responsible for the myths about the Greek god Poseidon. What about that other trident fish? Oh, never mind. Psychon, Psybug Pokemon. Psychon has taste buds lined up all along its arms and tail. Its taste is so sensitive that it can taste which direction a blowing wind came from. Psychopede, Psybug Pokemon. Psychopede can withdraw into its hard shell if under attack. Scientists say that some of these Pokemon have registered to be over 3,000 years old. Because nobody ever wants to encounter one in a wild, they're lethal. Serpie, Psy-Eel Pokemon. Serpie uses its psychic powers to float above the Earth's surface. This Pokemon's psychic powers weaken when it reaches about 500 meters high. Vipald, Psy-Eel Pokemon. The rings around Vipald's Pokemon body can store excess psychic power this Pokemon generates. It can then be used at any time. Maglob, Fire Kraken Pokemon. Maglob's fire powers are beyond any other Pokemon's. This Pokemon is said to have emerged from the center of the Earth when it was created. Glock, Clawhead Pokemon. Glock grips onto its enemies with its huge claw horns. This Pokemon has very limited magnetical powers, which it uses to levitate. ROCKAW, Twin Claw Pokemon. The individual rocks in ROCKAW's body are held together by magnetic powers. This Pokemon can crush rocks in its powerful claws. CARNOVAGE, Stag Moth Pokemon. CARNOVAGE's can-opener-like tail is used to pry exoskeletons or shells off of its victim. This Pokemon's horns contain poison. Joweasel. This is the Heracross XP. Huge mouth Pokemon. Joweasel releases a Mighty Bellow first thing. Oh, Mighty Bellow, right, that explains that. First thing in the morning. This Pokemon's gaping mouth allows it to swallow most of its prey whole. Redhorn, Horn Pokemon. Redhorn's red horns let off a subtle glow when it is either angry or attracted to something, thus making the mating season very difficult, as I'm sure I explained earlier. This Pokemon's entire body is encased in hardened steel. X-Horn. X-Horn. Fair enough. Horn Pokemon. X-Horn is extremely territorial. It will claim an entire valley as its territory. If any other Pokemon intrude in its area, it will shred them with its mighty horn. Celsiate. Snow Pokemon. Celsiate lives only in snow-covered mountains. This Pokemon continuously eats snow throughout its life, making it grow very rapidly. Iciclone. Icy Pokemon. Iciclone spears its enemies onto its needle-like icicle arms and legs. This Pokemon turns the air around it freezing as well. Frosty. Snowball Pokemon. Frosty slides around icy ponds. As it has no limbs, it has no control over itself, which causes this Pokemon to crash into snowdrifts. Frizzard, Snowman Pokemon. Frizzard challenges everything it sees to boxing matches. It is often seen hitting trees. When spring comes, this Pokemon hides in icy caves until winter. It has no boxing gloves. This is a missed opportunity. Negatate, Snowman Pokemon. Oh, this one does. Negatate has a highly skilled boxer. It can easily knock a human boxer well over the horizon. It is often mistaken for a snowman by children. Brazier, Ray Pokemon. Brazier swims along the ocean floor searching for food. It uses its antennae as a radar in order to search for food or prey for it to eat. Scarpray, Bug Ray Pokemon. Scarpray's mouth is... oh no, Scarspray now. Its mouth is underneath its body anyway. This Pokemon attacks by thrusting its deadly sting into its opponent. The poison from this Pokemon is lethal. Araquil, Bug Eel Pokemon. Araquil swims in a coil-like motion through depths with such huge pressure that it would quite easily crush the bones of many other Pokemon. Snookumber, Sea Snail Pokemon. Snookumber crawls along the seafloor, cleaning it up by eating all the waste while making crow noises. This Pokemon's super sensitive tentacles can tell if any enemies are coming. Puffike, Bomb Pokemon. Puffike swims along, skewering prey on its razor-sharp spikes coating its body. If this Pokemon feels threatened, it simply explodes. Great defense mechanism, 10 out of 10. Thunderlow, Volteel Pokemon. Thunderlow releases minor jolts of electricity when it is excited or scared. This Pokemon kills prey by electrocuting them to death. Thader, Voltfish Pokemon. Thader is capable of releasing roughly 10,000 volts into the water around it. It does this whilst hunting as it kills everything around for miles. Troosh, Speedy Pokemon. Troosh zooms through the water. It is the fastest swimming Pokemon on record and can swim up to 120 miles an hour. Pengeise, Penguin Pokemon. Pengeise likes really cold climates. Its fat insulation layer allows it to live unharmed in temperatures that are close to absolute zero. Penguin, Penguin Pokemon. Penguin loses its puppy fat it had as a Pengeise. To make up for lost heat, this Pokemon has the most energetic lifestyle to keep it warm. Pengoyle, Octo-Penguin Pokemon. Pengoyle's wings are really efficient and can easily lift this Pokemon's heavy weight. Pengoyle crushes foes with its muscly tentacles. Cyranor, Dragon Pokemon. Cyranor is a tame, charming Pokemon that loves to be made a fuss of, but don't let this fool you, as this Pokemon is vicious in battle. Baronor, Bi-Dragon Pokemon. Baranor's two heads allow it to look for prey with 360-degree vision. This Pokemon can swoop down and snatch prey with extreme accuracy. Hydranor, Tri-Dragon Pokemon. Hydranor's three heads are all connected to the same brain, so it never argues with itself. When in battle, this Pokemon breathes fire from each of its heads. Canonal, cannon Pokemon. Canonal's cannon on its head erupts with steam when it is angered. It crams rocks into its cannon and shoots them at foes. Duanon, cannons Pokemon. Duanon develops the ability to blast cannonballs out of its cannons, as opposed to whatever else you'd fire at cannons. This Pokemon is very easily enraged, and so is very dangerous to humans. Angranon, blast Pokemon. Angranon is capable of shooting many objects from its 2 super cannons, which are exactly the same as Duanon's 2 cannons. This Pokemon's sturdy armor protects it from most normal attacks. Pyrofire, Pyro Pokemon. Pyrofire has magma running through its veins instead of blood. This Pokemon was sealed away by ancient Pokemon trainers, and is presumably one of the Regies. Pyrice, Iceberg Pokemon. Pyrice has liquid nitrogen running through its veins instead of blood. This Pokemon was sealed away by trainers around 3,000 years before Christ. Pyrectric, Plasma Pokemon. Pyrectric has electricity running in its veins instead of blood. This Pokemon shocks its enemies with 10 million volts. Psysector, Neo Pokemon. Psysector soars through the air at lightning speeds. This Pokemon gains control over foes' minds through its psychic power. Psysuctor, Neo Pokemon. So original. Psysuctor has incredibly powerful psychokinetical abilities. This Pokemon can pick up and through small buildings with its mind. Cracklop, Kraken Pokemon. Cracklop has the most powerful water-type attacks recorded. People say this Pokemon came from the center of the earth and created sea. Dragonus, Eternal Pokemon. Dragonus was put into an eternal sleep by the forces of the Big Bang long ago. This powerful Pokemon is as old as the earth itself. Acleonis, Eternal Pokemon. Acleonis is incredibly strong. It's stronger than any other Pokemon. For reasons, people say Acleonis came from space millions of years ago. Deathstroke, Time Pokemon. Deathstroke can travel in time. It uses its super psychokinetic powers to distort time and space to create temporary time loops. And finally, Humone, Unknown Pokemon. Humone shares 99.9% of our DNA. Hail Mananan. Hail Mananan. It can speak our language, yet Humone yields awesome psychic powers that can reshape matter. And that is the entire Pokedex of Pokemon Topaz.